What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another emergency podcast. We've got breaking news. We have two new head coaches. They recently announced Denok Miranda as the new head coach for the FEU Tamaraws, and we called it. The people called it in our poll. Topex Robinson being named as the head coach of the DLSU Green Archers just today. So, breaking news sa coaching side. Gab, initial thoughts on both hirings.
Uh, First off, uh, kudos to the UAAP. I thought we were gonna get a break from doing episodes, but we're still doing emergency podcasts weeks
Right.
after the UAAP season ended. Let's go with the Denok Miranda hiring first.
Sure.
This is very interesting. He's a very fresh coach. Hasn't had any head coaching experience before, or at least in high level basketball here in the Philippines. So we haven't really seen his style of play or what system he's gonna run for FEU. But he was an assistant coach for the past few seasons for the FEU Tamaraw. So I'm guessing he's familiar with the players. I'm guessing also he's learned a lot from previous coaches like Coach Olsen, perhaps Coach Nash also, while Coach Nash was an assistant for Coach Olsen there in FEU. So that's pretty interesting. Also, a factor that might have played into the Denok Miranda hiring is the rumors that some of the players wanted to leave when Coach Olsen announced that he was resigning from the head coaching duties in FEU. So, maybe one of the strategies that FEU management wanted to employ was to get a familiar face as a head coach, someone who has a relationship with the players. So, to keep them in the team, that was pretty interesting. So I'm guessing that played a part into it. From what I've read, also they're also keeping most of the coaching staff from this past season intact. I think Johnny Abarientos is still on the coaching staff. Mark Pingris
Consultant
is still
ata or something.
Oh yeah, and Mark Pingris is still coming on to coach as well in Denok Miranda's coaching staff. So, despite the discontinuation of Austin Rosera, there is still a lot of continuity with regards to who's calling the shots in FEU. Pero kung playing style, I don't know, Sam. You have anything to add? I don't know much about Denok Miranda's coaching style. I've watched him play, so
right.
But I haven't watched him coach yet. I don't really know what system he's gonna run.
I guess for me, trend that we're seeing in terms of the coaches that the two teams hired, they're going for the younger coach. I guess yun yung sinasabi nilang players coach, yung medyo bata, medyo approachable pa rin for the young players. So I think that's good. But just want to jump on yung continuity point mo, Gab. I want to challenge it in the sense na tama ka, no? I think there's continuity coming from like Racela's coaching staff to Denok becoming the coach. Pero is that really what we want right now? I would have been interested in seeing like a new face. Assuming na the team stays intact, if you sort of like, we don't know, no, we're not yet sure, but if it's going to be more or less the same thing we saw last season, what's going to change? That's what I'm worried about. Because honestly, when you watch the games, you can see Denok Miranda being very proactive in coaching the players, no, in the previous season. So I think to your point, maybe one of the main reasons why they picked Denok Miranda, but we'll see. I have no idea also kung ano yung coaching experience or coaching style ni Coach Denok. Let us know if you've seen him coach in, I don't know, some random league or whatnot. But was hoping to see a fresh face here. But they're getting
Someone
they're
like si Pipo Nondu, diba? We were talking about it.
exactly.
Yung Maui,
Yeah.
yung brought it up that Pipo Nondu was one of the applicants for the coaching job. I would have loved to see him coach, But
Right?
so gets ko yung point mo, no? FEU has run a very guard-centric offense. Actually, hindi lang offense, yung kahit defense. The past couple of seasons, they've made the Final Four for 8 straight years. And then the snap this past season. And for the past couple of years, talaga, it's been very guard-heavy. With how their lineup is constructed, I honestly don't think that's gonna change, no? They're still gonna be pretty guard heavy. Their better players are all guards or perimeter players. They don't really have a big man that can make plays or score or wala eh. Unless may tinatago sila na recruit na high level pala na magaling na rookie or someone coming out of high school. But
well,
a lot
malakas high school team nila. As we know, tinampakan nila Ateneo by 35 points. So, I don't know kung may gagraduate mo doon. But we'll see, di ba? Yung kapatid ni Pasaol nandun. So, we'll see.
But
I
guard-centric pa rin talaga eh. It's really gonna revolve around their talented guards. But I want to see a lot more creativity on the offensive end. Coach Olsen ran a lot of dribble drive offense. Not like Chot Reyes, but a lot of pick and roll, spread out, dribble drive offense. They couldn't really get anything inside. Emmanuel Jula was their inside presence in season 84, but in season 85, they had really no one to score inside. It was really hard to get buckets inside. And their guards had to make a ton of plays. And aside from LJ Gonzalez, their guards weren't really that talented or super good to carry their offense. They had to rely on a lot of they had to do it by committee, but it wasn't really working for them. So yun, I'm really just curious to see how they're gonna play next season. But I expect na they're gonna run a lot of small lineups pa rin.
Yeah, so let's jump off to the other new coach. I think this is a more interesting discussion or topic. Topex Robinson is now the new coach of the Green Archers. We did a poll just to remind everyone. I think there were 60, 70 plus people that replied, and then 70% said, sure, after Topex left Phoenix, we all knew he was going to LaSalle. So, a few weeks later, here we are. Topex is with LaSalle. What do you think about that, Gab?
I love this hiring. I love / I'm scared about this hiring because
True.
Atenisa tayo sa they hired a pretty good coach. I love what Topex has done so far in his coaching career. I watched Topex Robinson as a player. He was very small. He was a very smart player. I watched him when he was in the PBL, the formerly the PBL, now the PBAD League. I watched him play there. He was a very smart player, and turned out to be a very good coach. If you get hailed by Coach Tab Baldwin as a contemporary in the coaching ranks, you know you're it.
I was gonna say that.
When you're recognized by Tab Baldwin, talaga, you're legit talaga. So, I'm excited for Coach Topex Robinson and what he can do for this very, very talented LaSalle roster. We talked about this before, Sam. LaSalle is the wild card for next season. We don't have them yet in our contenders. We're sure na it's Ateneo, UP, and NU who are going to contend for the title. LaSalle maybe could contend. And we said it's depending on their hiring of a head coach. And I think this is a brilliant hire. Coach Topex has had success in San Sebastian, Lyceum. Remember that?
LPU.
Yeah. I think he finished second twice in Lyceum.
And in Basta ata nag second din siya, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So he hasn't really won, but he's found success in various college programs. He's even found success somewhat in the PBA. And I'm pretty excited for LaSalle. I'm pretty excited. Coach Topex, I've been a fan for a long time, and Coach Topex, I think, can get this team together. And I love it also, you mentioned it, Sam, na they went younger. They went with a coach na I think who can relate more. He's a player's coach. He's more approachable. But I also think he's pretty smart as well. I'm interested to see what type of offense and defense he's gonna run at LaSalle. He has a lot of players at his disposal. Sam, your thoughts?
Yeah, so happy with this hiring. Just like you, I'm excited and scared or nervous. Interested to watch yung storyline between Ateneo versus LaSalle and then Tab versus Topex.
Oh.
They have such a good friendship, and it would be nice to see them battle it out in the UAAP. One thing though that I don't like about this, how this situation ended up or how this hiring ended, is I felt like masyado nilang drinag out yung coaching search nila. Na as early as, right after the season, we had heard rumors na LaSalle was looking for a coach. And lumabas na yung rumor na it was Cholo Villanueva or someone younger. And then, remember, nakalimutan ko na yung name ng coach nila. Si Pumarin said na, they haven't told me anything about not renewing my contract. As of now, I'm still a coach. And then, radio silent. And then, nanahimik sila. And it's January 19. Then, ngayon lang nila announce na si Topex na yung coach. And we all knew, once Topex left his PBA team, we all knew, di ba? So, for me, if there's one thing that I can sort of pick on, siguro on this hiring, it's the way they handled it. Hopefully, this is the last of a number of management blunders, from throwing Shawnee Winston under the bus to, not handling the hiring or the firing of Coach Pumarin properly. Yun lang yung mapipintas ko dito sa hiring na to. But in reality, I'm really, really scared. I know Topex is one of the best young coaches in the Philippines. I've always been high on the LaSalle team, even without a coach, even though hindi pa tayo sure. I think compared to you and Maui, I've always been high with LaSalle. With that regard, how does these two new coaches impact yung, I guess, performance nung FEU and ng LaSalle? Well, first of all, which one has a bigger impact? And I think I know what you're going to say. And then, how does this affect your Final Four prediction?
Oh, it's Topex Robinson, actually, yung bigger impact. And, I mean, obviously, he has the more talented roster. He has the more coaching experience than Denok Miranda. We know he's a proven winner. So, I'm excited. Final Four prediction. Ito yung mahirap, Sam. Ito yung mahirap. Uh, do we put them
Lock it
above
in.
NU?
Lock it in. Lock Lasal in. For sure.
Talaga?
Final four na. Goodbye, Adamson.
Uh,
Pipiliin mo talent versus continuity di ba? Like, would you say Lasal is more talented than
oh yeah. We've
Adamson?
always said. I actually think they're more talented than NU. It's just that NU has
Pwede.
continuity.
Oo.
You and a culture, you and a system
Right, system,
already
yeah.
there. Interesting. I would say number 3, Lasal. Right
Wow.
now. I
Okay. Wow.
baka magalit sa atin mga NU fans, no?
Oo nga
It's
Nagulat
such
ako.
disrespect.
I thought I was so high on Lasal by putting them number 4 right now as a lock in the final 4.
Hindi
But,
pa.
okay.
Sobrang talented nila eh. We all
Sobrang
knew this
talented
nga.
talaga. Tama ka naman.
Sobrang
I
stacked
I
yung
won't
roster
argue with that.
nila eh. Diba?
I won't argue with that. Yeah.
So, I think they could challenge for twice to beat now. I could call that.
True.
3, I think, third seed ang kanilang floor. I'm calling it now. It's their floor. Third seed. And then, they
way
could
too
challenge.
early prediction.
Way too early prediction, but with the talent of their roster, third seed ang floor nila. They will challenge Ateneo and UP for number 1 and number 2. I believe that. If Mike Phillips is back and healthy, if Kevin Kiambao is there, Raven Cortez, Evan Nelly, Mark Nonoy. I'm excited for Mark Nonoy because Coach Topex has experience with playing with pretty good guards. Remember the Marcelino twins from Lyceum? Yeah, he basically made them stars, the Marcelino twins. So I'm excited. Maybe he could finally unleash Mark Nonoy the way Alden Ayo unleashed Mark Nonoy. And ayun, yeah. Final for prediction, Lasal number 3. I'm calling it.
Nice. By the way, masingit lang, no? Nakita mo ba yung news na yung isa pang younger Phillips brother is supposedly joining Lasal next season? So we'll have potentially 3 Phillips brothers ba? Or
3
wala
Phillips
na ba si
brothers.
Ben?
I think Ben is still there. Yeah, he's not graduating yet.
All right, sige. So Topex will have a lot of players. We'll have a lot of talented players. We'll have a lot of height on his team. I think Lasal is a force to be reckoned with come next season. And siguro sakto din, no? Maybe kaya din nila in-announce na pressure sila after the Denok Miranda announcement. Just make it official so you can start building that system. Because I think the advantage, as you mentioned, of NU over Lasal is they've had time to test out that system and build that system with the team, no, and the coach with Jeff Napa. Ito kasi Topex basically has 5-7 months, I don't know, 5 to 7 months to set it up. So yun lang, no? Yun lang yung medyo I guess disadvantage for Lasal. But you know, the coach and the talent you can't question.
Here's my wish lang, Sam. I hope Lasal keeps Topex for a prolonged period of time, even if he, loses. And then we've talked about this many times. It's hard to win when you're just there for 1 year, 2 years. Walang mangyayari, pare. You can't establish anything in 1 or 2 years. Si Alden Ayo lang nakagawa nun and he had Ben Imbala. Diba? So, I want them to keep Topex. At least man lang, 3+ years? At least, even if it doesn't deliver a championship, I know LaSalle fans are very much like Ateneo.
Championship or bust.
Oh, very much like Ateneo fans. They're very spoiled. They want championships. So, but, stick with Topex. I am a believer of Topex Robinson. I've seen him. I've seen his teams play. I've seen him coach, and he's one of a kind talaga. So I really want them to stick with him. Yun lang. That's my only wish.
Okay. That's it. That's it for today's podcast, today's breaking news. Congrats to Lasal. Finally made a good decision. Finally made a good management decision in a long time. Congrats. Looking forward to Coach Topex and what he can do to that team. Thank you guys. Don't forget to like,
Thank you.
comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think about the new coaches of UAAP. See you. Bye-bye.
See